All right, all right, all right. The Ramones said, hey ho, let's go. And that's what we're going to do. Hello, my legendary friends. Welcome to this special episode of Legends and Losers, brought to you by our good friends at NetSuite. Check out netsuite.com/legends to schedule a free 1-hour growth review with an expert in your industry today. netsuite.com/legends. All right, what we thought would be fun is I would like to read to you the foreword to our new book from Heather Clancy and I called Niche Down by the legendary Hal Elrod. Hal is one of the most inspiring people I know. He's one of the most influential thinkers, writers, speakers, and podcasters in the world today. And Heather and I are honored and stoked that he was willing to write the foreword to Niche Down. A little bit of background on Hal, if you don't know him. When he was a very young man, he was actually hit by a drunk driver and was dead for a short time. Obviously, he got brought back to life. It was a horrific accident, and his tenacity and commitment are really unmatched, and his journey inspiring. When he started to have real success early on as a speaker and an author, the Great Recession came along, and that almost crushed him. But Hal keeps coming back, and he wrote this incredible book called The Miracle Morning, which has become an international bestseller with over 500,000 copies sold worldwide. And as The Miracle Morning was taking off and really achieving escape velocity, Hal again was crushed by life and diagnosed with a very rare, life-threatening cancer. In spite of that, the Miracle Morning series continued to grow, and I'm happy to report Hal has come back from cancer in an incredible way. So he's the author of the Miracle Morning series. He's the host of this incredible podcast, which I highly recommend, called Achieve Your Goals. And I recently caught up with Hal a few days ago, just as he was completing a maintenance chemo. He's doing great. He was our guest on episode 91 of Legends and Losers. I highly recommend you check it out. And Nick Cullen and I did a 6 minutes of legendary track featuring Hal Elrod called Hitting Rock Bottom, and I believe it's a must listen. Check out 6 minutes of legendary on Apple Podcasts, Hitting Rock Bottom. All right, so what I'd like to do now is read the foreword that Hal has written for Niche Down, How to Become Legendary by Being Different, by Heather Clancy and myself. All right, here's what he has to say at the beginning of the book. Quote, "My life was transformed when I niched down. After a successful career in sales with the biggest cutlery company in the United States and Canada, Cutco, I decided to reinvent myself as an author, speaker, and life coach. Once I got started, I did pretty well, but I had a problem. In a sea of thousands of authors, speakers, and life coaches, I didn't stand out. I was one of many ex-sales folks serving up tips for how to achieve more, win more deals, generate more qualified leads, blah, blah, blah. I didn't let it get me down. My first rule, which I learned during my knife-wielding Cutco career, when things don't go your way, you can feel bad about it, but for 5 minutes. If you can't change it, move on. So I wrote my book, The Miracle Morning, inspired by what I learned from a horrific car accident that literally, albeit briefly, claimed my life in 1999, and the profoundly difficult financial crisis I suffered a decade later during the Great Recession. Here's my idea. I believe that what we do first thing in our day affects the whole day. If you can change your morning by getting up an hour earlier, you can profoundly affect the next 23 hours. And if you change your days, you can change your entire life. It was a different idea than what other motivational experts were espousing, and I evangelized this philosophy everywhere I could because I believe in it and I live it myself. Once a few thousand people understood the Miracle Morning mantra, the idea tipped. It became the sort of touchstone belief that can guide people through all manner of life phases and choices. Today, The Miracle Morning is an international bestseller that has been translated in 27 languages, and more than 500,000 people in 70 countries practice daily. The philosophy behind it has become a franchise that I've been able to help apply to all sorts of different social communities and business communities. There are close to a dozen specialized versions that I've co-authored with friends and colleagues, such as the Miracle Morning for Entrepreneurs, the Miracle Morning for Salespeople, the Miracle Morning for Parents and Families, the Miracle Morning for College Students, and many others. Now, I am no longer just a good motivational speaker, author, and coach. I'm known as the Miracle Morning Guy. Be known for a niche that you own. This is a powerful idea. One that transforms how people think about their lives, careers, and business ventures. Niche down is a life hack of life hacks. Here's why. Most of the people we admire the most were different in some tangible way. Think about the entrepreneurs, scientists, executives, explorers, musicians, athletes, teachers, parents, political leaders, authors, speakers, actors, and creators that you most love. They broke new ground. They were original, unique. They stood out because of the path they chose deliberately. They did not find their place in the world, they made their place in the world. They told the world how to think about them. They figured out how to stand out in a world that teaches us to color inside the lines and fit in. And as a result, they made a big impact. My story speaks truth to the thesis underlying niche down. The idea that being different is the best way to become legendary. I have become known because of the niche that I own, and that has made all the difference in both my life and career. This is the rare book that describes a life-changing idea and presents and prescribes the practical steps required to implement the idea. More than just a book, you're holding a guide to a legendary life and business. Hal Elrod, international best-selling author of the Miracle Morning series of motivational books and the host of the amazing Achieve Your Goals podcast. For more, we'd encourage you to go to nichedownbook.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. I deeply appreciate you investing this part of your life with us here on Legends and Losers. And our deepest apologies to Marcus Rust, CEO of Roseacre Farms. Sorry, Marcus, we just ran out of time for you.